Welcome to this episode of Out of My Comfort Zone. Let's discuss the album Ayreon, The Human Equation. Hi, welcome to my channel, Garage Geek. So today we're going to discuss the album Ayreon, The Human Equation, which was a challenge given to me by Guz69. Now, this is the second challenge I've done with him before. Now, I'm a huge fan of Nine Inch Nails' first album, Pretty Hate Machine. But his first album, Pretty Hate Machine, was hard, but it wasn't as industrial as it would become. It points the way, but it's still not quite there yet. I love every song on the album, and I especially love the themes and the lyrics. So I'm very interested to find out what Guz69 has to say about this album, which is, again, one of my Desert Island discs. This is an album that I feel is indispensable. So now I want to give a little bit of a huge caveat. So I've been listening to The Human Equation, and it's a double album. And what I quickly found out is it's a type of concept album musical. And it's very much as if I had to listen to The Wall for the first time by Pink Floyd, The Wall. Pink Floyd's The Wall for the first time, and I only had a week, right? And so you know that if you're familiar with The Wall, it's very dense, and there's a lot of things going on in the character's mind. And that's exactly what's happening in this album. This is a concept album where in the opening track, which it's laid out over days, so there's 20 days, there's an opening track where the main character is in a coma, and he's in a hospital room, and he's being visited by friends. And so basically the whole musical takes place in a hospital room inside his mind. He's interacting in his mind with personifications of his emotions, like love, hate, rage, passion, jealousy, I believe. There's a few others. Each day focuses on a different aspect, like it will go into his past, and then it will go into his motivations, and then there will be a war going on between the different emotions. Some days will focus on one emotion. And so I'm going to tell you right off the bat that I did not have time enough to really, really dive deep into this album. Now, one of the reasons he gave this album to me, want to know more recordings where singers use that guttural voice, like, ugh! And this is present on this, and it's a really good introduction because it's very cleverly used. Singer who voices rage uses that voice. Now, that's another caveat I want to talk about, is that there's so much stellar talent because in this recording, because there's so many guest vocalists and I guess guest instrumentalists. Each person is a superstar in the prog metal world. And the problem is I don't know these people, and some of their voices sound similar to me. Although you can differentiate them, but when you have two or three different emotions going at each other and some of them sing over each other, it gets confusing. And one of the things that I almost did was I almost bought this on eBay so that I would have the booklet and be able to follow along, because sometimes I didn't know which emotion was singing. And so to understand the story better, I need to know which characters are saying what. And so the reason I didn't go ahead and buy it is because, number one, I didn't know if on Spotify, they had all the words, but they didn't differentiate the characters. You're going to see that. And then number two, I didn't know if the booklet that came with it did that. And then number three, as I'm going to talk about, I really like the cover art to this album. It really encapsulates the music. There's this face trying to push its way out. I think that represents like the journey that the character's trying to go through to sift through all his emotions and push his way back to consciousness. So I would love to have this in vinyl form just because I want that art. It's gorgeous art. But I also would like to say that I thoroughly enjoyed this album, and I definitely need more time to understand it more and appreciate it more. Having said that, I heard so many other bands on this. And I think that it might be like that for a reason. Number one, this has a huge Celtic influence. I heard it throughout. There are instrumentals throughout. You'll hear an instrumental, and it'll be like bookended by singing, and then they'll go into these instrumental passages. And then a lot of them were very, very much prog. I heard on this album Jethro Tull, Pink Floyd, strong Pink Floyd, Alice Cooper. And when we get to day 20, I believe that there's an actual mashup of Led Zeppelin, and I want to kind of dissect that. I've picked quite a few days to go through, but we're going to hear snippets from each. So day 2, we have Isolation. Now, day 3, I was very interested in this one because this is where we get the guttural voice, is the character Pain. I really think that voice is perfect to realize pain. So in day 4, called The Mystery, there's a large instrumental break, and it's very prog. So let's go ahead and listen to that. Now in day 5, you're going to hear there are different voices. In day 8, it's called School. You're going to hear, it goes from like 0 to 180 with the voice. So let's go ahead. Is that the right term? 0 to 180? Or is it 0 to 360? I'm not sure. It's like that. So let's go ahead and listen. As I stumble down the hall. Okay, day 12 is the perfect Halloween song. This track had genuine moments of chills. It was creepy. Day 12 is called Trauma. And I think if I had been listening to this on headphones, I would have been truly freaked out. You're better off dead. Even the beat of this song is like dung, dung, dung. It's like a horror movie. It's very creepy. A part of you died as well. I would like to break down a little bit day 20, because as soon as I heard this track, I immediately heard Led Zeppelin. And then when I started investigating it, I realized that it was a mashup of 2 different Led Zeppelin songs. I'm probably going to get copyright for this, so I hope I'm able to keep these clips in. But let's go ahead and listen to both Led Zeppelin tracks. And now that we heard both of those Led Zeppelin tracks, I want you to hear this section of day 20. No matter what, this is really a unique creation. This is a really, really solid recording. I'm definitely going to keep this in my rotation. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to this album. I would say this is a 10 out of 10. As soon as Guz69 goes ahead and posts his review about Pretty Hate Machine, I'll make sure to link his video in my comments. If you haven't checked out his channel, he's awesome. Like I mentioned before, I love watching his videos, and I've enjoyed doing these challenges. And Guz, if you're up for it, I have the next recording. But I think also that Chi-Cat might join in, so this might become a 3-way. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. I really appreciate everyone out there who's been watching and supporting my channel.